now we go through and we use the...
Maybe the grease from the handkerchief could loosen up those wheels.
Yeah, it's almost like that's why I got them. Got the grease, thank you, George.
There, that should do it. The wheels might move a little now.
Just a little, we just need a little. Oh, I see. Can I jump down from it? No, that's probably not wise. Right, so I need to go and run back and get the keys from the forklift. Hang on. Hang on. The manuscript's in that. We don't want to crush that in the bone cruncher, because that could well rip up all of the paper. This is not a good plan, George. This is not a good plan at all.
It's the cabinet where Finger stashed Anna Maria's manuscript.
Yes.
The secure cabinet is sticking out of the machine.
Yes. Hopefully, this doesn't destroy the manuscript game. Although it probably should. Where are even the keys? Oh, I left them in here because I was really smart. I put them back. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Something's shooting it. That made no sense. Let's stand with the manuscript.
Underneath the MP3 player is Anna Maria's manuscript.
Oh, right. I should probably pick that up, shouldn't I?
It's the real thing, all right. 14th century. The question is, how am I going to research it? Museums are out of the question. No. I need somewhere much more salubrious.
Somewhere what?
Hey, Anna Maria, look.
George, you found it. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
All part of the service. Now, let's see just what we've got here.
A boat. Probably a ship. Right? Sub Castro uno patriarche nere expectat angelus illum qui dignus os est samitanque sequitur iostrum primum esques inuam qui equum partiuntum unum lapidemque apprehende looks like an NT, it's probably ut uium paterfacius secundum appella armas incioto. I'm reading this in Latin. I have no idea what it says. Something to do with the fortifications. So under the fortress, one patriarche. That's what Castro is. Oh, there's George. That's St. George. It's like under the fortress, one of the patriarchs. They expect that Angelus, so angels. First, second, third, and then finally probably. Domini. Okay.
It says, below the fortress of the one true patriarch awaits the angel.
Okay.
For he who is worthy and follows the path of the righteous.
Your Latin's good.
It was kind of geeky at school, but you know what? It sure paid off. So, all we need to do is work out who the true patriarch was and where his fortress is.
And then find a way to get below it.
But which fortress?
I'm going to guess, with the fact that we saw him in the kind of cutscene, that it's going to be Moses. I would assume, although really the one patriarch should be Abraham. Thinking about it from biblical terms.
It says, the first, find the knights who share a horse and grasp the stone to open the way.
Maybe the first refers to the path that the righteous must take to reach the angel.
That makes sense. So we should understand the clue once we arrive at the right place.
Although, of course, having said that, what does it mean by patriarch? Does it mean the patriarchs, the biblical people mainly in Genesis? Actually, Moses wouldn't be there. Or does it mean the church had, I think it was 5 patriarchs? You had the Patriarch of Alexandria, of Constantinople, I think Antioch had one, I can't remember the 4th, and Rome had one. So that basically when you had the split between the East and West, the Eastern Orthodox had the 4, and that left Rome behind. Rome split off, basically, to form its own one. Black symbol. They're red, mate. They're red. Right, secondly.
It says, the second, address the arms upon the shields, and close the circle for the knights to let you pass.
That's something to do with these, I would suspect. Tertium, thirdly.
It says, the third, follow the master's worldly route and prove yourself worthy to lift. First, the fortress where he did fight, but was overwhelmed by Mamluk's might. Then he traveled to Longshank's fair city, and as grand preceptor he was received. To the temple at Villeneuve, where he was appointed Grand Master of the Order, before journeying to the island where he holds his court.
I assume Longshanks City would be something to do with Edward Longshanks. I think Edward I, Hammer of the Scots. I don't know what it would mean by his city, though. Unless he means one of the castles he had built in Wales. But even that, I don't think it's going to be that. Dinique.
It says, the last, to see the light, turn from holy Sion to face the great fortress of the Empire of the East, the seat of the Holy Church in the west, the learned Coptic city to the south. Turn from holy Sion to face, from where? Jerusalem?
Well, yeah, I mean, that would be Sion. So Sion, where was it? So it was the Holy City in the west. That would probably be Rome. Not sure about the other ones. Fleur de Lis. Should have an S on it.
Fleur de Lis, in some pattern.
Okay, this is going to be like... Oh, I see. There's 2 of us. So one faces up, the other one down, one up and one right, one left, one right, one up, one left. So you just kind of move things around a bit. Castle.
A fairly typical depiction of a fortified European city.
Hell.
The fires of hell are consuming the city.
Right. An idol. Oh, coats of arms.
4 knights with shields. The 4th coat of arms is hidden.
Because it's a puzzle, you got to work out the 4th one, I would suspect. Has he got 2, 1, 3? I don't know. Got the red and white there. You got a fleur de lis on a white, fleur de lis on a blue. Got 3 blue fleur de lis on a yellow background, 2 on.
Hey, I recognize this. It's Baphomet, the idol that the Templars were accused of worshipping. I really need to find a way to research these subjects.
Fortified city.
See how the fortified city has minarets?
It looks Eastern.
Okay. The knight.
And this looks like St. George,
Huzzah!
the patron saint of England, fighting
Huzzah!
the famous dragon.
Boo.
Strange. The city on the right looks Eastern, but it's being defended by a Christian knight.
Wasn't St. George English?
No.
Actually, he came from Turkey.
I was about to say this. So, how is it surprising? Like, it looks like it's an eastern city for a guy from the Middle East. Why would a guy from the Middle East be protecting a city from the Middle East? It's like, why is that surprising? Actually, up until... when was it? Like 10th century? I think a majority of the Middle East was actually Christian. I might be slightly off on that. I can't remember the exact date. And after the kind of First Crusade, there were many Muslims who then lived under Christian knights as their overlords, and the Christian knights saw it as "you are my people," kind of the noblesse oblige kind of idea that is completely irrelevant these days because we kind of ignore that because that's an obligation upon ourselves. We don't ranting about modern society. Let's just keep going with angels.
This must be the angel that the manuscript refers to.
Doesn't look much like treasure to me.
No, symbols.
Cross, crescent moon, Star of David. I wonder why these symbols are here.
I assume kind of that the argument will be something to do with a combination of the religions working together or something. I don't know. They're not black symbols, they're red. Stupid subtitles. Holy man, holy man.
A deformed holy man gazes over the seas.
Right. And no. What was it? 1307.
The manuscript was made in 1307. The Templars must have known an attack was imminent and took care their treasure would be safe.
Kikoki.
Can you decode it, George?
Not fully. I need a library or a database.
But the streets are too dangerous. Can't we get information online?
Well, there is a website, Andre Lobineau's Society of Antiquarian Knowledge, but I was locked out.
Didn't you say that Virgil had hacking skills?
Yeah, but he's pretty angry right now.
Then get charming.
Yes. Charming. What have we got the MP3 player?
A high-tech MP3 player.
Okay, I was hoping for a little bit more than that. Hey.
Virgil, I feel terrible. Virgil? The silent treatment. I hate that.
Can you talk to him, Anna?
That's not quite right.
Oh, why can't we throw Anna at all our problems? Here is a salami. It might be human.
That's not quite right.
MP3 player.
Virgil, I know nothing can replace your MP3 player, but I thought this might ease the loss.
Well, what do you know? Same model. You steal it?
No, certainly not. I'm a lawyer.
Exactly, so you stole it. Well, it doesn't replace the music, though, does it? Ah, heck. I got it all on CD at home anyway. Thanks, George.
Okay, now can I talk to him?
Hey, Virgil, you got 5 minutes?
Sure, what can I do for you?
PDA.
Virgil, I need to get online to do some research.
Oh, okay.
So go online. What's stopping you?
The site I need blackballed me after Glastonbury. Locked me out.
Take it from me, George, and I've been in prison. Ain't no such thing as locked out. Now, where's that little gadget? I know it's here somewhere. There you go, George. This should be useful.
What is it?
It's a flashcard with a few little features of my own design. Just slip it into your PDA and ride that internet.
Ride it. Surf it. Anna Maria.
So, how's Anna Maria been holding up?
Oh, don't worry about her, man. I talked her into a nice, cool place.
Huh? What do you mean?
Oh, she's been through a lot, George. She needed a shoulder to lean on.
Uh-huh. And you just happen to have one available, huh?
You know me, George.
Yep, I do.
And the mafia.
So, what happened after we barricaded ourselves in?
First they broke into your office, then they searched the whole place, then they smashed everything up.
Whoa. I bet you showed them a few moves, though, hey, Virgil?
Are you kidding? I was under the desk, man.
Oh. Well, so what did they do then?
Busted my MP3 player and left.
Well, that's some story.
What's so funny, man?
Well, you under a desk, Virgil. I mean, I wish I'd seen that.
You want to keep me as your friend? You better leave it, George.
Yeah, like 3-4 big burly guys with weapons. I think he's being sensible. Let's not laugh at a man for being sensible. Connect. Lobineau's private server. Accessing internet. Firewall. Hack connection. Yes.
Right, George. This is my homemade hacking system, with the emphasis on homemade, know what I mean? I'll show you how to use it by hacking into a computer owned by an old friend of mine. This is you, symbolized by your PDA.
Okay.
This is your destination, the database you're attempting to hack.
Right.
What you gotta do is connect your data stream to the target computer without being spotted or stopped. See here, my friend lives on the other side of the state. This mountain range is in the way, so we gotta go around it. If we're gonna hack into the database, we're gonna have to pass through these points, or root nodes. They disguise the data stream from your PDA so you don't get found out. To manipulate the data stream, you gotta use routers and refractors. You understand?
No.
You're utilizing other less secure systems in the area. You're pretty limited to what the device can find at the time, but there's normally enough to do the job. This one acts like a mirror. It'll deflect the beam at 90-degree angles. This one refracts your beam at 45-degree angles. These are splitters. They can split a beam at either 45 or 180-degree angles. As the target device is searching for one data stream, you'll need to converge the data streams back into one. You do this using a splitter, but in reverse.
Right.
But if you're using a splitter in one direction, you can't use it in the other.
Yes, that makes sense.
These points are the bad boys. They're nodes which detect what you're up to and stop your hacking. You gotta be one step ahead of these fellas. Accidentally route your data stream into one of these, and your connections bust open. I recommend you plan your route before you start placing nodes all over the place. So, watch me complete this puzzle.
Okay. Oh, you pick those up and move them, do you? Right. I see. Okay. Yeah, I get it. Because you need to go that way, but you also need to go up this way. You want that to go there eventually. You want that to go... like that.
There you go. Now let's see what my friend has in his database. Oh, no. Oh boy, we didn't want to see that. He is one outrageous dude. Okay, George, your turn.
Right. So we want to go through this. And then, how do I change this? Oh, right click. Okay. We wanted to go that way, don't we? Go down like that. And we want to go there. Oops. Okay, so that just stops you from doing anything. Ah, I see. So we don't want to do that. Maybe we'll do that then. Yay! Okay, so they just block your data stream. They don't catch you out. Okay. The L database been downloaded to the PDA. Disconnecting. Latin on manuscript translated. Okay. Oh, this is the translation and everything. Okay. That's useful. Oh, no. No, I need that. I need to stay here. Cool hacking device. Historical database. Welcome note. I welcome you, dear colleagues, I welcome you to the Society of Antiquarian Knowledge. Simply enter the keyword on a subject that you wish to research and indulge yourself in this first-class repository of wisdom. Those of you who know me will agree that I am a tolerant and open-minded man. It is therefore with particular regret that I must inform you that after making a number of brazen and fallacious claims, George Servant, a man who would once have claimed many of you as friends, has been barred for life for accessing this repository. I waste no more time on this disagreeable subject. Instead, invite you to join my little drawing inspired by the claimed exploits of Mr. Stobart.